Let me put this out here. Now it's a ambulance. It's actually on another. Put this out there for y'all, and this is I just put this out there because I could die. Any of us could die. You know what? Being 30 made me realize. It made me come to claims of my own mortality. I turned 30 the 20th. Nobody even knew, except for friends and family. Nobody even knew. Nobody around me knew. And it made me take, two big, be aware of two big things. A, I don't want to die here. I don't want to grow old on these fucking niggers and these fucking crackers in the South. Bunch of dumbass people living 30 years behind the line, and they want to live like that. I mean, I'm going to die one day, but I would rather live middle class with a bunch of people in the struggle who know what's going on and who are aware and on point than be rich, live by a bunch of crackers that I just can't stand breathing the same air. They have nothing in common with people. But the second one is I came to grips with my own mortality. I realized that I could die. I could be in my apartment building and something could happen and everybody in the building wiped out and it wouldn't even be outrage. And I've come to accept, I don't want to die. I don't want to die, but I've come to accept that partly because that's the system I live in. The capitalist system doesn't value human life. It doesn't. I mean, it just doesn't. I have to agree with me, but it's no value in human life. What Trump is doing, fucking around with this, it really just shows you when they attack China, we're no better. We're no better. It's just that China is trying to uphold social harmony and all that, and Trump is just trying to protect the markets from taking a crash and us going into a recession, which might happen anyway. He's trying to. He's in damage control mode. When he talks about, and Rush Limbaugh talks about how it's just a common cold, but you have thousands of people dying. Every continent is sick with this thing. I mean, that's essentially what that is. You don't want the markets to collapse, And Trump probably got a bunker, probably got masks and boxes of filters and stuff. See, it's all about the rich telling the poor the way it is, and then the poor think that this system, we can win at this system. When you can't, it wasn't made for you to win. And so all these poor people are parroting billionaire talking points ad hominem, and they're repeating things that destroy them, that keep them down. I mean, it's kind of crazy that the way that is. That's how I see it. Our lives don't matter. Like I said, I've come to accept that my life doesn't matter, and not within their system it doesn't. It matters in their system. If this turns out, I should have started with this. If this turns out to be what I think it is, and that is a pandemic that leaked from some sort of biohazard lab in China or wherever, and that this was a bioweapon, like Steve Bannon said, and it's got out, I'm gonna tell everybody. I want everybody here before they die. To all the people that don't follow politics and don't care about the war in Iraq and have to go along. Hey, I get it. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I told you so. This is what happens when you engage in a warmongering adventure for the last 20 years. You let this government run unchecked, and you let these people play with these bioweapons. Eventually, the law of averages catches up with you, and I think that may be what happened. So guess what? Guess what, guys? This is like when white folks scream about free speech when they call you the nigger, or they scream about Second Amendment rights and they carry a rifle into a mall or they got a girl today took a rifle into a courtroom. Second white folks do that. Same thing. Governments think they have the ability to play with basically demons. But basically demons under a petri dish. Eventually, the law of averages catches up with you. So now, people will die. Tens of thousands of people have to die because America wanted to play games. As I've gotten older, I've began to understand that a lot of what the rest of the world does that might be bad is simply people trying to catch up with an imperialistic system. I'm not defending it, but America's been at war for so long, and they're not even trying to be clean about it, like green energy, they don't care. But we're at the point where we could clean up certain things. Other countries haven't even got there yet. It's kind of like if you do something long enough, you find ways of doing it quicker, right? You gotta find ways of cutting corners. You find ways of, maybe I can do this without using this tool. Maybe I can just use this tool for all of it, right? And you might have things waiting, like changing a tire as an example. Like I know I change tire. I take the nuts, I put them up in the windshield. So put them in the cup, put them all up in the windshield. Anything I gotta do, put it up there. Other little things, You learn these things. I believe that I've said this for a long time that if something wiped out America, if aliens landed and wiped us out and said America is a threat to world peace, I don't want to die, but I would nod my head. I wouldn't even argue. I would just bow my head. When they read off like the Nuremberg, so if they had like a Nuremberg trial, the Outer Limits should have done a sketch on something like that. Like all their sketches were like aliens taking over the world and robots taking over the world and stuff. I gotta go back and watch that show. I gotta go back and watch it because so much of that show was like Gattaca. It was like Minority Report. It was way ahead of its time. Like all the Minority Report stuff doesn't exist yet, but way ahead of it. I gotta go back and watch that stuff. But I just these people have played a dangerous game, and all our lives are at stake. As Putin said, the sword of Damocles hangs over all our heads, the head of every man, woman, and child. They talked about nukes. I used to read creepypasta a lot. I'm gonna end it on this, and I'm almost embarrassed to say it because we could all die. A creepypasta sketch called the Babylon virus. It's like 3 different programs, and it's terrifying because they turn to zombies. But they go about it. One thing about it I like is he uses all of the different places that we know FEMA has centers set up. And FEMA has zones, right? And he's like, this area go there. That actually is the way they would do it. Like he's really on point. And then he talks about like using the time zones. Like he's really accurate with it. He talks about how like in the beginning it was something in Britain, and then it just like one day America's like 100 people show up at this hospital, 100 people show up that way. I have not listened to that in a while because the scary, it bothers me. My dad talked about big things in existence, and it bothers me that could happen. It really happened. And in that sketch, you had a group called The Watch that came up. It was kind of like an anti-hero thing. I mean, like they were saying the government was doing population control, but then they were also talking about how they detonated a nuke in somewhere in Massachusetts, a major city. I mean, crazy shit. Yeah. So I don't know. I just hope for the best and pray for the worst. I'm about to buy a box of filters for my respirator. Find out it's P100, which is the one you need for oil. I don't actually need that, but that's the best you can get, P100. And I'm getting filters for like $13 for 2, cheaper than Amazon. I'm about to buy a fucking box of them.